All right, so you've gone out and got yourself your R5C and you're ready to shoot some video. So what do? Well, you put the battery in there and you flick it to video mode, and then you quickly realize that you can't really get out of your house until you need to replace the battery. So what I'm gonna do here real quick is just real quick setup on how to rig up the camera for video using a couple different external battery sources. So here I have the FX Lion Nano 1. This is just your 50-watt V-mount battery. Super versatile. Comes with 4 different options for output power. You have your D-tap on the side, and then you have USB-C, micro, which I think is just for charging. You can also charge with the USB-C as well. And then you have a USB port here as well. So we'll be using the USB-C port and getting power to the battery using a USB-C cable. This is the cable from Canon. So keep that in mind. If you go looking for a cable, make sure it's a good quality cable. Make sure it's sturdy and make sure it can maintain the power delivery that's needed, to power the camera. Make sure it has good connecting points, right? There's a bunch of different brands out there. Obviously, I just use the one that comes with Canon for the sake of this video, showing you how to rig this up real quick. So on the bottom, I have the small rig mini V-mount, and it's just bolted to the cage. This is a cage from my R5, by the way. So, I didn't get any special cage. It's a small rig cage. R5 slides right on. I didn't have to modify the cage at all. Really cool. Saved me a couple bucks there. All right, so, fresh out the gate, you're just gonna attach the battery that way. And depending on, your ergonomics and how you wanna shoot it and hold it, you'll figure out the best place to put stuff, when you're rigging out your camera. But like I said, for the sake of this video and showing you how I do this one, I'm just putting it down here at the bottom. When you are using V-mount power or external power, I'll go over this in a second. Keep in mind, you do have to have the regular battery in the camera. So don't grab your external power sources, run out the house and then, get an hour away from wherever you live, realize that it's not gonna work, because using USB-C power, you are gonna need a battery in the camera. It's not gonna use that battery, it's gonna pull from your external source, but it still needs it in there for it to work. So also keep in mind when you're building out your rig, you want to keep it balanced, right? Because you're going to be the one holding it for however long. So you don't want it, heavy to the left or the right or forward or backwards, and then have to have your your muscles working overtime trying to fit it or trying to handle it. So here's a good thing on this cage. It has a RE mount. You can see like that big hole in the middle, and then it has 2 small ones on the side. And then, so this is the small rig top handle that I use. I like this one. The cold shoe mount has a little button in it that keeps things from sliding forward depending on how you're shooting. Once you get in the groove of things, you don't want stuff falling off if it comes loose or anything like that. And plus, the RE mount is, it's just a little more sturdy and secure. It has the large screw with the 2 prongs on the side, and they fit right down in there like that. So I'll go ahead and try to do this super quick for you, show you what this looks like when you get it all rigged up. All right, so you know, there's your top handle. Keep in mind, you know, the cameras don't have that in-body stabilization, so you're gonna have to be real careful with your shots and stuff like that. It's a little over dramatic, but you know, just keep that in mind. Not like the R5, you know, R5 you can run around with it and stuff like that and still get that buttery smooth footage. So we got that on there. These are 2 side handles, also from Small Rig. See a theme? No, we are not Small Rig sponsored. We buy all of our stuff. We use it, we try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we sell it and keep it moving. So, but these super basic handles, nothing real fancy about these. They do have cold shoe mounts on the top for like small lights, maybe a small monitor, or maybe like a microphone or something like that. And then these handles slide up and down in the handle itself, depending on, you know, your ergonomics. So we'll go ahead and put these into the frame this way really quick. And again, you know, they just screw in right to the side of the frame. Super easy. Go ahead and put this one in. And like I said, you know, whatever your shooting style is, you know, you might find like the handles to be offset a little bit, you know, one high and one low, you know, or not. And don't worry about speed, right? Especially when you're rigging your stuff up for the first time, because you will go through, you know, oh, let me try this. Oh, I gotta take it apart. Let me put this here. Nope, that doesn't work. So don't be super fast and think that you have to be fast to put your rig together. I still put my stuff together. Like when we have a session or a gig or something we're doing, I'll put it together the night before just to see if it's gonna work for me for, you know, however long, because, you know, we're the ones that's gonna be holding it, you know, so we'll go through the motions and, hey, you know, does this work for this type of shot? We wanna be getting, you know, these angles during the job, you know, will this type of setup work? And if it doesn't, you know, you tear it down and you rig something up that does work for you. So with that said, here we have the USB-C cable, and we're gonna plug that right into the USB-C port on the V-mount battery. Boom, that's in there. And then we're gonna plug the other end right into the USB-C port on the camera. All right, and then you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a green light there. The camera's not on, but you know, it's telling you that it has the power that it needs. And then when we switch it to video, I don't know if you can see it from that angle, whichever camera, but it'll say PD. And that's how you know that your camera is being powered by USB-C external power. And you can see, you know, it's still well balanced, you know. Cable maintenance, you know, for the sake of the video, I leave it like this, but if I were going out to shoot something, I would, you know, keep my cables tidy. You don't want them getting snagged or caught on something, so keep that in mind. You know, you might go put it down, and if your cables are loose, it might hit something and then it wiggles loose. You don't know it, you go to start shooting, boom, the cable falls out. But in the next video, I'll go over other small rig things that we have to secure the cables into the ports as the rig gets bigger. But for a simple rig like this, you know, boom, you're ready to go. See that? This is the power bank by Anker. It's a little heavier than the V-mount battery, than this small one. The build quality is extremely good. The standby time on it is fantastic. It has some lights that kind of go around in a circle, and you know, they go off as the battery wears down. But this is a 45-watt power bank. It's a PowerCore Plus 26800 PD45W. So if you wanted to Amazon, that's where I got mine, Amazon. And then it doesn't come with any way to mount it. So this is a small rig power bank mount. again, small rig. You notice it doesn't have the RE, it just has 2 bolts. It has 2 bolts, 3 holes, and you can pretty much mount it anywhere. You know, the build quality is good, so I wouldn't be too worried about mounting it to the bottom of the camera, you know, that way, and then, you know, putting the camera down on top of it. You can hear it, it's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. But yeah, those are, you know, straight out the box, 2 quick options, and you're ready to go. Not much else to talk about there, but that is your basic, simple way to rig up the camera for handheld shots. Like I said, we'll go over some bigger rigs as these videos progress, so stay tuned on those. And yeah, you're ready to go shoot some cool stuff. Whee! All right, catch you on the next one.